Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Yassine, and this is the table that I do most of my videos on, and my camera usually sits right over there, and I just show you guys the products on this table. And I wanted to set up a second camera, an overhead rig camera, so that I can show you guys the products and have a better view of the product. So I went on YouTube and I saw a bunch of different videos. I must have watched over a couple of dozen videos on DIY rigs, and there wasn't one that particularly stuck out to me that I'm like, that's the one I'm gonna make. But I did like a bunch of different little stuff from this one and then one from this one. So what I decided to do is take all the things that I like and come up with my own DIY setup. And this setup is really simple and it didn't cost more than $10 to $15. And what I really like about my setup is the fact that it's so minimal and it's also mobile, meaning that you could take it apart and move it somewhere else within a minute to 2 minutes. So let me just show you guys all the parts that I got and how I put it together. So these are all the parts that I got, and I decided to go with PVC pipe because it was lightweight and it was easier to cut and make it into the custom sizes that I needed. The two smaller sizes that you see are 24 inches, and those are the ones that go on the side and lift the camera off from the table. And that's exactly the right height that I need so that the camera is out of the frame of the other camera. And then we have the longer piece that I ended up cutting at 44 inches because that is the length that I needed to sit on my table so that it can also be out of the frame of the camera. Secondly, we have two elbow joints for a 3/4 inch PVC pipe, and that's the joints that we're going to use to connect the longer piece to the two side smaller pieces. And then to hold everything to the desk, we have these 1-inch floor flanges. And these floor flanges are very heavy and they actually have some weight to them. So once you put them onto the whole setup, then you don't have to worry about the PVC pipes falling or tilting side to side. Now I am using a point and shoot camera, the Sony RX100, so it doesn't really weigh that much. But the other good thing about these flanges is that they have these holes for screws that if you did want to screw it down to your table or any other setup that you were using it for, then you do have that option. And then we also have the little adapters that'll screw into the metal floor flange, and also on the other side you can push down the PVC pipe so that it goes into that whole system. And the last piece on this table is that 1/4 inch screw, and that is the screw that's going to go in that hole you see in the long pipe, and that essentially will screw into my camera. So that's the final product. It's very simple, very clean, very minimal, and I really like that. It's also very rigid, so when I do put my camera onto the mount right here and flip out the screen, then I'm not worried about it falling off because this is a point and shoot Sony RX100. But if you want to put a bigger camera on it and you're worried about tipping over, you can always screw this down to the table, and that way it's not gonna fall off. But I like this setup right here because it's easy for me to lift it and move it back and move it forward, whatever way that I need to make adjustments when I'm filming. So that's the way I'm gonna keep it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share with anybody else that's looking for an overhead rig camera DIY setup. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything about the whole setup, the parts, or how to put anything together, make sure you leave me a comment down below in the comment section. I'll be answering your questions. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, stay plugged.